In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the secrets to never ever losing money trading meme coins. I know for a fact that you guys already understand the pain of losing money, especially when you FOMO into a meme coin, when you try to trade a new meme coin and just suddenly it rugs or it ends up going to zero. So this is one of the reasons why I have compiled a few factors that you have to consider before ever jumping into a meme coin trade, because there are a lot of meme coins and sometimes there's a lot of analysis paralysis, and I am assuming that you guys are sort of familiar with trading meme coins. You guys have done the background checks. You guys already understand what bullx is. You already understand how to use the different tools. You already know how to understand and look at different transactions on a blockchain. All right, so that's what I'm assuming. So in case you do not have any idea about all the things that I talked about, please watch my previous videos, because I sort of talk about beginner friendly type of topics that you guys are going to really appreciate. Without further ado, welcome to the meme coin trenches. I am your captain. This is the meme coin trenches, where we aim to remain profitable without suffering any losses. And remember, if you guys want to get the easiest interface with regards to trading meme coins, go to my description box below, and you are going to be you're going to have access to bullx using my referral code, because if you use my referral code, you're not going to be on the waiting list, and you guys are going to have access to bullx.io. All the professionals use this particular platform, and you guys are going to really find using meme coins extremely easy. So remember, check out my referral link in the description box below. Have access to this, because there is a lot of good stuff. There's access to all the pump fund tokens that are available. There's new pairs. There's pairs that graduated. It is overall a very good platform to use. Without further ado, let's jump into this. All right, so before you ever think of trading a meme coin, right, you have to look at the data. You have to look at the technical analysis aspect of you trading, and also other metrics. So one of the first things that you have to consider before getting into a meme coin is the number of holders. So by the way, let's just quickly head over to dexscreener, and let's also take a look at this. So right now we've got a lot of random coins, and when I just click on this particular meme coin, right, let's say for example we click on Apple, right, let's see what type of information we have. And of course, I'm not really going to go deep into dexscreener parameters that you can look at, because I've already talked about makers, volume, transactions, liquidity. So I'm assuming that you guys already understand how to for example, get to understand that a particular meme coin is using fake volume. I hope you guys are able to differentiate between legit volume and fake volume, legit holders and fake bot holders. I really am assuming that you guys are basically able to do so. So makers, transactions, volume, this is very important. Just to summarize, right, the number of makers on average is usually a 5-to-1 ratio, between 3, 4, 5-to-1 ratio. So let's say for example the number of makers for a particular token is around 6,929, right? If a coin is legit, the number of transactions is going to be triple, quadruple, or 5 times the number of makers. So if you just look at a random coin, zoom in, take a look at the makers. The makers should be 3 times or 4 times or 5 times less than the transaction. So when you have situations where the number of transactions is equivalent to the number of makers, like for example this one right over here, these are the number of transactions, 28,983 in comparison to the makers, which is around 23,000. Already I know for a fact that this is fake stuff. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so that's the type of information that I am talking about. For example, let me give you a very good ratio For example, this one is a very good ratio, 27,000 to about 1,000, 113,000 transactions. That is a very good ratio right over there. So it's these simple things that allow you to sort of even get to differentiate the real OG type of coins that you're supposed to be looking at in comparison to the fake one, because there's a lot of fake stuff, fake volume, fake transactions, fake holders. So in this particular case, I am assuming that you guys already understand that. So number one, in order for you to avoid ever losing money, is you have to figure out whether the coin that you're looking at is legit or not, whether the data that you are being given on dexscreener is legit or not. There's mathematics behind it. There's a formula that you can use, etc. So one of the biggest things that you have to look for is the number of holders. So if we click on a coin, right, for example here, the number of holders right over here on this particular coin is 205. 205 could be fake stuff, fake accounts, fake volume, all that stuff, okay? But there is a certain threshold and criteria where it is impossible to fake it. For example, when the number of holders, and by the way, if you go behind the hood and also try to look at the soul scan, for example, we are looking at the soulscan.io concerning this project, right? It brings us to this particular description right over here, and we are able to see the number of holders. So do you see that? It shows us the market cap, the price, and the number of holders. Okay, so what you're supposed to be looking at is a cryptocurrency coin that has got a decent amount of holders. 4,000 and above is very good. Of course, if you want to be a little bit risky, you can go for 2,000 holders and above. Do not ever invest in a coin which has got less than 2,000 holders, especially if you do not have alpha, if you do not have access to a collective group of people who are sort of pre-planning to pump a certain project. You get my point? So if you are just a random beginner, go for projects that have got a number of holders, because the number of holders, especially 4,000 and above, it's very difficult for you, and it is very expensive for the average scammer out there to sort of pay for that many holders and for them to really make that project look legit. So a lot of them usually manage to get less than 500, less than 1,000 holders. So the 4,000 threshold really is either somebody, if that person is a scammer, then they've got a lot of money. If they have a lot of money, then they can fake it. But it's on average, a lot of people don't have that much money to waste on experimenting on a project which could eventually not end up making them money. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why we go for holders that are above 4,000 US dollars. Okay, sorry, 4,000 holders. In terms of quantity, the next important part is the number of depressions, aka how many times has a coin been able to dump. So let me give you a practical example. Let me give you a very good example of a recent coin that was able to do very well. So let's take a look at for example, Peanut. Okay, how many times did Peanut sort of crash before pumping? So this one is obviously the one that I'm looking at. It's the OG, and the goodness of bullx is you're able to see a lot of data. So it's a very good summary with regards to what you're supposed to be looking at. So Peanut before the major pump, okay, because right now it's currently at 391 million US dollars in terms of its market cap valuation. So before it ended up pushing up, it had a lot of ups and downs. Okay, it had moments where it crashed more than 30%, 50%, 70%, and so on and so forth. So before it had this amazing push up, right, it obviously had some sort of decline, and it sort of got it had to sort of retest. But this one is not really a very good example because obviously Elon Musk was posting about stuff, so it was like an ultra bullish type of investment. So this is a very rare occurrence where you see a coin just sort of right from the get-go does extremely well and then just continues pushing up without having a very big retracement like that. So let me give you another practical example. And by the way, bullx is a little bit laggy, so it I guess they need to improve their servers. So let's take a look at another coin, Lucy. So Lucy has really been performing very well, and it also experienced a lot of drawdowns. And by the way, these depressions or these price corrections that are extreme, they are just a secure way of making sure that you get the fairest price possible, because if you end up FOMOing in and just buying a coin that hasn't retraced, right, there's a high potential and the high likelihood that you are definitely going to end up bag holding. You're definitely going to end up holding the bags and just basically staying in trades unnecessarily for a longer period of time because you had bad improper timing. So take a look at this. This is what I meant. Okay, when it comes to Lucy, it did drop about 2 times. There's that first drop which was extreme. The second drop wasn't as extreme. Okay, so maybe if we go to a smaller time frame, let's say for example the 4 hours, you guys are going to understand at least the second depression and the importance of allowing the prices to breathe, because every time an altcoin or rather a meme coin is released to the public, right, there's a lot of excitement, so you have to let the excitement simmer down a little bit, then you proceed. Okay, so take a look at this price graph. I really apologize for a laggy recording due to the fact that obviously I need to upgrade my my laptop, and bullx is also not making my work easier. So what was I trying to do? So I'm trying to anyway, this right over here was the first depression. Okay, so you had an extreme pump right over there. That was the extreme pump. You had the first depression, and I would take this as the second depression right over here. I'm sure it's very difficult for you guys to see this, but just bear with me. So this one right over here was the second depression, and eventually the third depression. Okay, so the reason why you have to wait for the prices to breathe is so that there can be better better distribution of coins to the entire population. And take a look at this. Look at the number of holders as far as Lucy is concerned. It's got around 24,309 holders. Remember what I told you about having, or rather investing in a coin which has got at least 4,000 holders and above, because it's going to give you the highest probability of winning due to the fact that not a lot of people can fake that many holders. Okay, and if you waited, even worst case scenario, for the third depression before entering, you would have still made quite a good killing. Okay, you would have still made a lot of money. So this is just a game of patience. Okay, and the reason why you should wait at least for the third or the second depression is due to the fact that when a lot of these coins are released to the public, right, the top 10 holders have got a huge number of these tokens, and they can sell anytime. So you need to wait for them to sort of offload, and then you sort of get in after they have sold their bags and after a lot of people have maximum pain. Can you imagine the amount of pain that the people who entered around these levels went through, right? They had maximum pain. So you should only enter a trade when a lot of people have had maximum pain and the number of holders is still intact, and also the community is pretty engaging. So this is a very good example of one of the projects that has got a very good data set, if I can put it that way. The number of holders is very good. The number of makers to transactions to the volume ratio is very, very healthy. Okay, so that is something that you're supposed to be looking forward to. Then the other thing is, of course, having an active, interactive Telegram is definitely going to help, because when people want to buy into a project, right, they usually love looking at the sentiments. They like finding like-minded people who really think this is the next big thing and we're going to go to the moon. This is one of the reasons why investing in meme coins that have got closed Telegram groups is going to be very difficult, because people can't really express themselves. And then meme coins are all about the community, so the community needs to feel like they are being heard. They need to feel like they have a voice, that they are part of a movement. So this is one of the reasons why having an expressive community is key, because they're going to advise you. Let's say, for example, they need to sort of market some more. They need to boost on dexscreener. They need to change the cover. And by the way, the community can also volunteer to sort of work on the art, work on some PNGs, work on some GIFs, etc. So a lot of these things are community driven. So this is one of the reasons why you only invest in meme coins that have got active, interactive Telegram groups. The Twitter should be popping. The overall sentiment should be very, very bullish, and people shouldn't feel like they are not having a voice. As you guys continue trading meme coins, you are going to understand what I'm talking about, because for a lot of these new coins, right, a lot of them have got closed Telegram groups, or they do not even have any Telegram group at all. And Telegram is the easiest way for cryptocurrency people to sort of be very interactive. The other thing that I really wanted to talk about is the pump fund order block. So basically, an order block is a very important structure, market structure, before a pump or a dump. So in summary, I'm really hoping that you guys have got a basic understanding of technical analysis. If you guys are really, really extreme beginners, I really strongly suggest that you book a one-on-one consultation with me, where I'm going to be walking you through all these, because you can book a one-on-one consultation personally with me, so that you can get up to speed with everything that I'm talking about. So usually we have bullish and bearish order block. So right over here, this candle right over here before the pump, let me try to zoom in. Okay, then you guys will understand what I'm talking about. So, and I guess this is going to be a little bit funny and hard to explain, especially for new beginners, especially people getting into trading. So this candle right over here is a bullish order block. This is the last candle that showed a little bit of equilibrium. It's a doji candle before the price decided to reverse, right? Because we were coming from a downtrend. This was a blatant downtrend, right? And then at this particular candle, or rather on this particular candle, something happened. Either there was a lot of influx in buying power, there was a lot of change in sentiment with regards to how people felt about the prices, and all of a sudden the price reversed. Okay, so this particular candle is going to be very important in the future. So if you really drag it further, you're going to find that maybe potentially in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, etc., the price could definitely potentially come and retest this level, because all the order blocks are very important. I'm not really going to dive deep into this. Please just go type trading order blocks and figure out what order blocks are all about. So the moral of the story, especially when it comes to investing in new coins, is you have to see whether the order blocks coming from pump fund are retested. So if you go to pump.fund, you find that a lot of these projects have been actively trading. So before a token migrates from pump fund going to Radium, right, before it goes mainstream, there is some trading data. So I want to look at a king of the hill platform. Okay, let me just try and go to the graduated tokens on bullx so that we try and see what we can do over here. So let's go to Pump Vision. Okay, and let's look at something which is about to graduate. So the goodness of bullx, you're able to see the new coins from the graduated ones and the ones that are about to graduate. So bullx is extremely laggy. So let me go to Pump Vision, and I don't want to see the new ones. I am interested in the graduated ones. So let's try and see what do you call this, Pump Fun. So let's, for example, click on this one. So yeah, okay, so this one has loaded. Jeez, bullx, you guys need to improve your servers. And due to the fact that it's extremely loaded, there's a lot of people trading, it's extremely laggy. So yeah, these are the coins that graduated, right? So let's randomly click on the most recent one. Okay, let's take a look at the about to graduate ones, and let's also load up a recently graduated coin that is about to do very well. So I don't know why it's taking me to thing. So yeah, let's click on this one so that I can drive my point. Okay, why is it taking me to Google? Okay, so let me try clicking here. Yeah, I think that should work. Okay, so this one I think already graduated, right? So usually when the bonding curve has already been reached, you find that the trading data from Pump Fund is going to migrate and is going to, go to Radium. So the last order blocks are going to be retested. Okay, so the order block coming in from Pump Fund is probably, like around these levels, or it could be perhaps, around these levels. It's going to be retested. And this is one of the reasons why let's also try to look at this. Okay, so now this is Pump Fund. So there is an order block right over there. And then let's change the candles to Heikenashi. Okay, this is what I mean. Okay, so before a token migrates, when the bonding curve has already been reached, there is an order block. Like for example, in this particular case, we do have these bearish order blocks right over here. They are very strong, and we have them. There's this one right over here, and there's that one. So when the token migrates and goes to Radium, this is gonna be retested at some point. Either it sort of, first of all, gets listed. If the sentiment is very bullish, it's going to continue pushing up, and then later on it's going to come back and retest them. So if the bearish order block was around 60,000 US dollars market cap, best believe at some point it's going to get retested. You guys are going to see these things as you continue trading, and it's going to make a lot of sense. So without me really wasting time, for people who already know what order blocks are, just go on YouTube, type order blocks, and then you are going to understand what I'm talking about. So more of the story is the bearish order blocks from Pump Fund are definitely going to play a factor when you are trading a coin on Radium or even on bullx, because bullx gets the data from Radium, etc. So that's going to play a key role. The importance of these order blocks is they provide support and resistance levels. So you should always keep in mind, and you should always understand and know how many times bearish order blocks from Pump Fund have been tested. The safest entry is for you to buy below the Pump Fund order blocks. Okay, and this is usually around 60,000 to around 100,000, 150,000, depending on how bullish a coin is. So make sure you understand where the Pump Fund order blocks are and you guys are not going to be able to easily FOMO. When you know this information, trust me, you're not going to be able to lose a lot of money. And then you have to be able to figure out, especially during and after depressions, especially after a depression, you have to figure out that, okay, this is a depression. We have already had the first depression retest, the second depression retest, the third depression retest. But are we having enough volume? Do we have enough volume which is very sustainable, which is healthy, and is going to propel us to the next level? So you need to understand that skill. You need to figure out how to read and be able to analyze the volume. Okay, so volume, especially after depressions, is really going to change your trades, because you're going to understand that this thing has got enough momentum to push towards the upside, and the buying, or rather the selling pressure, has come to an end. The selling pressure is not going to further take the price lower. And this is one of the reasons why during the depression stages, when the price have dropped by 60%, 70%, and when a lot of people have got maximum pain and they're just like sort of stuck, consistently look at the volume. You need to see an increase in the volume as you come out of the depression phase. If you guys buy at these order blocks with an increase in volume, you're going to end up doing very, very well. I hope you guys understood this. It was very difficult to explain, but if you do a lot of research, you're going to understand what I'm talking about, and you guys are going to never ever lose money. Once again, I apologize for a laggy recording. This laptop has been on for a while, and yeah, I've been abusing it for the most part. So, but the most important thing is you got the information. So remember, join my private Telegram trading group. All you got to do is visit www.nas.io/cryptohype, and that's all I had for you today. So remember, it's extremely easy to lose money in the meme coin trenches. All you got to do is be equipped with the right amount of information, and you guys are going to do extremely well. So did you understand everything that I talked about? Did you have an idea? Have you been able to implement a lot of these things? And how have been your trades so far? What type of meme coins are you investing in? The mid caps, the low caps, or the high caps? Please let me know in the comment section below. You guys have been awesome. Talk to you a little bit later. The only reason you are here is because you want to make a lot of money investing in meme coins. And this is one of the reasons why I have just created this group where you are going to be paying $20 per month in order for you to have access to low cap meme coins. And we are going to be creating and investing in meme coins from the get-go, because this is not about luck, it's not about patience, it's about having the right strategy. And in order for us to make sure that we have guaranteed wins when it comes to investing in these meme coins, right, we also have to implement a lot of different strategies. We need to have volume bots, we need to pay for the marketing of these projects, we need to also involve a lot of different influencers, etc. So this is one of the reasons why you have to invest in yourself, and a $20 per month is a very fair price. So all you gotta do is go to www.nas.io/cryptohype. Okay, so this is the URL you go to, and you are going to be able to make your contribution of about the $20, and it is going to be able to redirect you to our paid Telegram group. So we need to have at least 1,000 people, because when we have a lot of people, it's going to be able to allow us to implement a lot of different complicated strategies, because it does cost a lot of money just making sure that all the projects we create and invest in end up doing very well. So take a look at this. In order for you to have a coin do 100x, more than 100x, you need to have at least a minimum of 60 Solana in order for you to get the ultimate package for boosting up all your numbers. So this costs money. So the $20 is going to help us do these things with ease, and we are going to be able to have multiple players if we've got the right amount of people joining our group. So this is one of the reasons why you need to invest in yourself so that we have guaranteed plays. Make sure you head over to www.nas.io/cryptohype and let's make this money.